In this video, I'm going to be talking about types of programming languages. So we have to know that programming languages are all not the same. They come in different categories. So it is important for you to understand the category in which a programming language falls and what it can be used for. What it can be used to develop, the type of software it can be used to develop. Okay, before you even start learning a programming language. Okay. So the first type of programming language we're going to look at, or the first category of programming languages, is called general purpose programming languages. So general purpose programming languages is just simply a general purpose programming language, just simply one programming language that can be used to develop different types of software. Okay, so examples are C, C++, Java, Python. JavaScript is also used as a general purpose programming language to an extent today. So what this means is that I can use C++ to develop a desktop software. I can use it to develop a mobile application. I can use it to develop maybe a cloud. I can use it to write software that runs on a drone. So meaning one programming language that can be used to develop different types of softwares. That is what a general purpose programming language is. So Java is a general purpose programming language. Python is also a general purpose programming language. There are many. These are just a few that I've mentioned. Okay. So the second category of programming languages is called targeted programming languages. So what is a targeted programming language? A targeted programming language is just simply a programming language that is designed, okay, specifically developed or used to develop a specific type of software. So it's a programming language that is only implemented or created to develop only a certain type of technology or software. So for instance, PHP is only meant to do server-side programming. So if you're not writing anything on the server, you can't use PHP anyway. PHP is only used to write server-side applications. MySQL is only used to communicate with a relational database, okay? Or SQL is just used to communicate with a relational database. So that is what it is. So that's what a targeted programming language is. The third category is a category called low-level programming languages. So a low-level programming language is just simply a programming language that is used to develop software that directly controls hardware. So when you're writing a computer program that is supposed to be controlling some form of hardware, let's say a computer program that runs on a washing machine, a computer program that runs on a smart TV, a computer program that runs on a phone, on a tablet, they control some form of hardware, okay? So for you to develop that type of software that can run in an alarm system, in a drone, and anything else that has specific hardware components that need to be controlled from a software, you need a low-level programming language. One of the base level programming languages until today is C and C++. Arduino is being fairly used in low-level development. Python is also being used as well. But C and C++ is the most recommended than Arduino. Okay, Python is also good. It's being used, but for large projects, C++ is used a lot. Okay. Another category we're going to look at is a category of high-level programming languages. So a high-level programming language is just a programming language that can be used to develop software that does not directly control hardware. For instance, majority of websites do not control hardware in any form. There could be websites where that you can access to access cameras and CCTV cameras, but not a lot of them. So whenever a software is built in such a way that does not directly control a piece of hardware, like move a drone or move an automobile or whatever the case, right? So any software that is implemented in such a way that does not directly control hardware, it is best that you use a high-level programming language. An example of a high-level programming language would be JavaScript, it would be Java, it would be Python, it would be C and C++. Okay, I know that you can see that some programming languages belong to more than one category, but I'll explain that at the end. Okay, another category I should be aware of for programming languages is a category called the scripting languages. So scripting languages are simply programming languages that can be used to add new features to an existing software or to automate tasks in an existing software. Examples of scripting languages are Python, JavaScript, TypeScript, Bash, PowerShell, Lua, and also Batch. Batch is mostly used for Microsoft products. So a scripting language simply means that, let's say you have Photoshop. Photoshop is already an existing software, but if you want to write an automation or to write your own font in Photoshop, maybe you can use JavaScript to do that. A good example is Google Chrome. In Google Chrome, you can write your own extensions using JavaScript. An extension could be a software that runs on top of Google Chrome or inside Google Chrome, and then it blocks adverts, right? As an example. So you need a scripting language for you to be able to add features to an existing software. So any programming language that is built or has a library to integrate new features into an existing software can be used as a scripting programming language. Okay. Another category of a programming language that you should look out for is called a markup. Okay, a markup programming language. So what a markup programming language is it's just a programming language that is used to structure data. So in most cases, they cannot perform some sort of logic operations. Okay, it cannot perform strong checks or implement reasoning or intelligence in a computer program. They just structure information. Some of the examples are HTML, XML, CSS, and Markdown. Okay, so these are the categories of programming languages that you should be aware of. So every time you're learning a programming language, you should understand in which category it falls under. Because when you understand that, you know what the programming language can be used for. Okay, but you're advised to know at least one programming language in every category, or you choose one programming language that falls to most of the categories. Okay, so one thing you should look out for is that if you notice here, C++ is listed as a general purpose programming language. Here is listed as a low-level programming language. Here it is listed as a high-level programming language. It can even be used as a scripting language in some softwares, but it's not very popular for that use. Okay, so one thing you have to understand is that one programming language can belong to more than one category. Okay, that's also one thing you should look out for. So it's very important that you learn. For Java is also in most of the categories. Let me just take it out. Okay, but generally speaking, these are categories of programming languages: general purpose, targeted, low level, high level, scripting languages, and also markup languages. Okay, so this marks the end of types of programming languages.